Mindjárt itt a következőkon, július 15-16-án újra várunk titeket cosplay versenyekkel. Lesz megint craftsmanship, performance és nemzetközi selejtezőnk is. Hogyan készülj versenyeinkre? Mire figyel, zsűrink, értékelés közben? Erről is mesél ebben a videóban korábbi vendégünk, a német Kaddi Cosplay, no meg kicsit a cosplay modellkedés világába is betekintünk vele. Maradj velünk, ha kíváncsi vagy rá.
And you were a judge at our cosplay competition. Mm-hmm. How was it?
So hard because there were so many good contestants and it was so hard to choose. But it was also really fun and interesting. So the other judges were very experienced and I could learn a lot from them. So yeah.
And if you could tell something the competitors to improve on themselves, how to be better, what would be your best advice to them?
I think the best advice is that if you make a mistake or if you're like nervous, try not to show it too much. Like it's okay if something goes wrong, if something falls off or so. Just continue smiling like nothing happened. And because I think some contestants, they were also very young. I think when they made a mistake, it was kind of visible. And I think they should just, be confident and keep doing it. And then I think that's a good advice.
And did you have any favorite contestants?
So many. I personally, I really love dancing and singing also. And I was so surprised that so many were dancing and singing so good. So that was like probably my favorite because it also takes a lot of courage to do those things on stage. Yeah.
And you're also traveling a lot around the world. Yeah. I guess you also attending a lot at international cosplay competitions. Do you have the feeling that people don't have the courage to attend these competitions as a contestants?
Yeah, I think a lot because it does take a lot of courage to stand in front of so many people. Yesterday at the competition, I looked, there were so many people. I could not even tell how many, and I think it takes a lot of courage. But what is so interesting to see is cosplay is a very specific hobby and maybe at school people laugh at you and don't take you seriously. But at the competition, no one was laughing. Everyone was clapping. Everyone liked it. And I think that's what you have to remember when you go to competitions, that people are not going to laugh at you. They're going to like what you do because this is a cosplay convention also. So you don't need to be afraid. So, yeah.
And personally, do you always create your costumes for yourself?
Me personally, I don't like that part about cosplaying as much, like making the things. What I like is, posing, the photo shootings, organizing that, editing pictures and stuff like that. That's what I like more. And it's also, I know some people can do it all, but I just don't have time. And just sometimes, when I buy costumes and they're too big, I make them smaller, or some details that I don't like, I make them myself. So, yeah.
And have you ever met those kind of comments that, you are not really a real cosplayer because you are not making your costume by yourself, but now the cosplay modeling is also a blooming section, basically, in the
That
community.
is true. Yeah, when I started out, I got a lot of comments like, oh, you're not a real cosplayer and stuff like that. And I never understood why, because to me, cosplay is so much. It's not just making a costume. It's cutting wigs, it's makeup, it's posing, it's acting, it's editing, it's photo shooting. There's so much. So there's not just one thing in cosplay. So there are maybe people who make amazing costumes but don't know how to do makeup. And that's okay too. No one is saying, oh, you're not a real cosplayer. So yeah, I think that's stupid. I never understood why I got these comments. But now, since the last few years, I think it has gotten better and people have become like more tolerant, and now they accept this too, because cosplay is for everyone and not everyone can sew costumes. There are disabled people in the community that can't use their hands that well. Are they not allowed to be cosplayers now? I think that's stupid. So yeah, it's gotten a lot more inclusive for everyone. So
happy to hear that, to be honest.
Thank you.
And what's your dream in the cosplay
field? I don't know. I feel like I am already living my dream. Just being here, being able to travel because of cosplay is like a dream. I can't believe it. And I think my dream is just to visit a lot more places like this, because it's a dream every time. So
I wish you then all the best.
thank you.
And thank you for this interview.
No problem.
And have a nice day in Hungary.
Thank you. And thank you guys too.
Thank you guys for
Bye-bye.
watching. Bye.